Welcome back to Mandibles and welcome back to Blondables. It's back, baby. Well, it's not fully back, but it's coming back. I forgot how long it takes to actually slowly get it to the blonde that we were at. We're just a little golden boy from the time being. But regardless, welcome back to the next episodes of JoJo's Reactions, where I don't know if it can get any better than what we just watched last week, to be honest. I loved it. I thought last week's episodes were, I want to say, the peak of part 5, and it was with like no characters we knew about. It was just like fresh characters, and I don't know what that says about me or not, or maybe I just loved the Popio. I just thought he was a great character, man. I'm already excited to like learn more about him. Let's get into it. Hi, how's it going? Check out this thing. I greatly appreciate it. Consider liking, commenting, subscribing. I forgot that once my hair was blonde, I got a lot of XQC comments. So if you see those, just leave them alone. They don't know any better. It's just what it is, all right? I kind of forgot. I made a whole like TikTok about it too. I'm like, just because I have blonde hair and it's part of the bill doesn't mean I'm XQC, man. And then I'm white. And then I ramble a lot. Yeah, maybe it's a little close. Anyway, this is episode 28. Yep, that's it.
つまり今エアロスミスが探知しているのは
I remember that.
勝っていた俺は勝っていたのに
That's the worst part too, when you know that you won but you still lost anyway. Happens all the time in online multiplayer games, and it fuels something in me. Nothing great.
お前は速やかに15年前この海岸でトリッシュの母親の写
We're
真
just starting off here. This scene that we're supposed to do, this replay scene, has been a very important goal for the last few episodes, right? So the fact that we're starting this off in the episode is kind of crazy.
あんな目にあった崖の上の野郎が何者なのか確認しとかねえと安心できねえ
See, that's the thing too. You know, that's the thing too. You just gunned down a man on that roof. All right, you laid into him with Aerosmith. You didn't really know anything about him. I don't think you've seen that dude before. All right, but he was throwing scalpels at, like, he threw stuff at you technically. But then like you gunned him down immediately. Like, what if it was an accident? What if someone's briefcase and they're like a sergeant like got knocked onto the wall or something, and the scalpels fall out? You would have mowed him down. There was like no questions asked about that. You just mowed this dude down.
そしてブチャラティはすぐにでもここにお前を調べに来るその前に私の体から奪った鉄分を戻せそうすればお前のとどめは私が刺してやる
I mean, he looks the same. He's like, show me your face, but like when we look at them like this, he's just got a regular eye, he's got a regular nose, got a little regular mouth. At least that's what it looks like to us, right? From this like dramatic perspective. Also, return the iron to your body. You could kill him right now. You could just erase, like just drain the rest or just like leave it out, right? And then he would just die because he can't, like he's in the middle of nowhere technically, unless he was able to convince the team that he's like some like, you know, some innocent guy. So you could still take a, you know, even though he got you, you could still take him with you, I think. Can you return the iron to the body? Is that how that works?
時間を 0.5 秒だけ吹っ飛ばしたその時間内のこの世のものは全て消し飛び残るのは 0.5 秒後の結果だけだ
I love how they use this like this description, this like illustration right here of like what it kind of looks like, at least from the perspective of the other dude, but like that's not necessarily what it is, you know, because he probably just, you know, saw what was gonna happen, froze time, just like, I'm over here now, and then the bullets come through, and then he moved back after the bullets went, you know, because I don't think his ability works like that. I'm rubbing this just to like show it wouldn't come through here, right? It would actually just be like, and then it would just seem like it, you know, because it's like really quickly.
俺は失わずに命を絶ったそして私は以前変わらぬ窮地に追われる状態というわけだ
I think this is also a good illustration here of the monologues. All right, because every time I see a monologue in the show, I'm like, just stop talking, finish the job. But that plane's not fucking moving. Really? Right? So it was just standing there while he was talking. So this is like a really quick thought, I think.
ここから慎重に確認するんだ。わかった。
Damn.
大丈夫だよ、ブチャラティ。
destroyed that dude, by the way. That was the quickest stand kill from their perspective I think we've ever seen. I mean, technically, yeah, he fought for like the last, like, what, 2 episodes? But like from Naranja's perspective or from his stand, just shot him. It's already done. Shot him again.
あの右足を見ろ。エアロスミスでの攻撃なら焼け焦げができる。だがあの足の傷には
Would have left burn marks. It would have left burn marks? Would it have? Oh, like maybe from the bullet holes? Maybe? I don't know. I don't understand. But like, yeah, technically the foot is off, and I don't think, unless Aerosmith hit him directly, which I'm fairly certain he doesn't know, or that he didn't. He knows he didn't. You gotta eat that bitch. There's no fucking way that works like that. There is no fucking way that's how you replenish iron. All right? I'm not a part of the workout community, you know, or the industry, maybe. And when they make videos about replenishing your iron deficiency, I'm pretty sure it doesn't involve picking up a random fucking toad, frogette, whatever it may be, and chowing down on that bitch. How rich are frogs in iron? What a fucking professional. There's no way that's gonna be him. But look at him. He's like, he knew it. He got down. He's like, shut the fuck up. And then we know we're a squad right now.
なんだこいつは。一体。
待て。攻撃するな、ならんちゃん。
Oh my fuck, are you kidding me? Am I allowed to show this? That's fucking crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy. Oh my god. That's a child, right? And he just fucking... What, do you, like, drink your blood? Also, how does he tie your head like that? That's the second person he's done like that. Right? Because there was the woman underneath the floor who he also tied up her mouth like that for some reason. That's not necessarily in your ability, but I guess... Well, I mean, you can do it physically, but I didn't think he was prepared. And also, where's his shirt?
こいつはただの子供だ。海辺の観光客だ。
口を縫われて。
That's crazy.
スニーカーの紐で。
Shoelaces? This kid is going to need the greatest therapy in the world if he survives this shit. Could you imagine? That is crazy. Holy shit. Interesting that he has this method though. Like, why? I guess just to keep them from screaming, but like... What the fuck?
わからん。一体これは。
ありがとう。
Oh, here we go. Fuck. Dude, this episode is fucking flying by. Although not much is going on right now. This is the we really kind of reevaluated what happened in the last episode, and then we're like, hey, we're following some guy, and then we're on the beach, and then he might get Abbacchio. I hope he doesn't get Abbacchio. I don't want anyone to die on our team, but I guess it is about that time, isn't it? That things start seriously going wrong, and it's getting a little hard. All right.
ありがとう。
I fucking called it seconds before. We can fix him. We can fix him. As long as it's quick enough, right? Oh, was he... How did he fucking sneak up on you like that? Also, I've been loving this animation. it just seems like in the last few episodes that they started giving more fluidity to the characters. At least, unless we just haven't seen like a physical fight in a while. No way. That's crazy. Damn. Look at that pose though. Killing it. Damn, man. That is nuts. I can't believe it. He was just like, boop. The thing was, it didn't seem like the ball was like the main reason why he died. You know, I think regardless he would have got there in time, but he was in a more defensive position, like having his back towards the cliff and just watching, right? I'm pretty sure that was the perspective of it. And he was just like, all right, if you aren't trying to sneak up on me, you gotta come at me head on, bro. And I'm just gonna keep rewinding. But I guess if you waited, would it have been any different? Where the fuck did he come from? I don't know. He's still pretty quick with that.
向かおうとする意志さえあれば、たとえ今回は犯人が逃げたとしても、いつかはたどり着くだろう。
Fair?
向かっているわけだからな。違うかい?
No. That's a smart dude.
羨ましいな。以前俺は警官になりたいと思っていた。子供の頃からずっと立派な警官になりたかったんだ。
What a vibe though, you know? Well, not this not this part right here. But more of like, you know, it's a quiet street. There's no one on the fucking sidewalks. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy a little meal and a glass of wine by myself. You know what that is? You know about that? Because like, I don't talk about this enough, nor do I hear people talk about it enough, but doing things on your own is still extremely nice. All right. Once you get used to it, you know, like at first, because you grow up and you usually do things with your family or your friends or whatever it may be. But like at some point, sometimes you want to do things and no one wants to do that thing, or maybe you just want to try a different atmosphere or something like that. But doing things on your own, going to the movies by yourself, going to a nice diner by yourself, treating yourself a little bit, get yourself a nice glass of wine. Hell yeah, dude. All right, you go to the movies, you sit anywhere you want to sit. All right, you just enjoy your own company. Oh my god. Abbacchio. Arrivederci. Beautiful. All right, just try it at least once. All right, I know it can get a little like weird because you'd be like, well, what are people thinking? No one's thinking about you. All right. I mean, some people might be looking around and just like trying to just make stories up about other people, just because like sometimes you're like, hey, I wonder what that guy's deal is. You know what I mean? But sometimes, you know, you're just in a diner or you're like watching somebody else and they just have their headphones in, watching something on their phone, or even just chilling while just eating a nice meal. You're like, that seems nice. Nice little candlelight right there. Try it. Try a movie first, since it's probably an easier step to get into because no one's gonna look at anybody. You know what I mean?
そう。私が誇りに思うくらい立派にね。
Cute. Man, good for him. Well, not good for, you know what I mean. At least he has someone waiting for him there.
バカなくそそんなバカな早く直せよジョルノ早く直せって言ってんだぜ蹴り入れるぜこの野郎
Can I vent real quick? Can I vent? Why did we leave the person with the most important job alone? All right. Why did we do that? We could have easily kept one of you two, all right? Sticky Fingers, Aerosmith, either one of you, Bruno, Narancia. We could have had two here, all right, and just kept sending the plane around and surveying or something, or just sent one person up there. This is the most important part. I talked about this right in the beginning of the episode. This is the most important part. We've been leading up to this shit, okay? And you're telling me we left this bitch alone to go chase after potential harm, which is good, but we also had two other people kind of at a good point, like perspective up there, a point of view, and a field of view, whatever you want to call it. And we're like, you know what? The guy that needs to focus on rewinding, we probably should leave him alone just to make sure that there's no one else anywhere up there, you know, because stands that can come from anywhere. So we might as well go somewhere else and go look for him instead of defending the place where they can come from anywhere. I know that it's all just like hindsight or whatever you want to fucking call it, but like this could have been prevented, you know, maybe maybe it could have been prevented, but it's not the way they tell the story. So we're just moving on. I just like to vent about these random things from time to time. I know it's all already foretold, you know. But hey, that's what we do here. We rant about random shit, and I just want to say we could have saved this man, maybe.
なんだとジャルナてめえが手抜きしてんじゃねえのかこの野郎蘇らせろ根性入れてやりやがれこの野郎もうやめろナランチャ
Damn, dude. It's our first casualty, dude. Which is crazy enough that we've almost had a few, but we've lucked out and saved. We have a lot of like different healing properties on this team, so we are getting into some messes, and it's weird to like be able to tell when someone is gone. This is definitely a when someone is gone kind of thing. It's very dramatic. It's very sad. People are crying. All right, we cannot put another hole back in this dude right now. This dude is dead. He's gone. I think. They're still unsure, but I mean, it just shows that like every time we get close to the end, we just start losing people, no matter the part, right? I mean, part 3, we really part 3 was a fucking mess. Part 4, we didn't really lose. Well, anybody part of the team on part 4, right? Because it was really just the main 3. Yeah, it was just like JoJo, Koichi, and the other dude. And yeah, I can never remember that dude's name. And then we had Legolas in there for a little bit, but he was fine in the end regardless. And then we had Rohan, and I thought Rohan survived from what I remember. So I'm pretty sure part 3, part 2, and well, I guess even part 1, all the other parts we lost people, but I guess I didn't realize in part 4 we actually made it through.
おい見ろよどうやらアバッキオ
What
は
the fuck?
リプレイを終了してたみたいだな
What the hold on a fucking second. Hold on. I know you're gonna describe this. Hold on, give me a second. I just want to look at it.
リプレイを終了してたみたい
What the fuck? Is that his face, technically? I guess it does definitely look like a different face. But how the fuck is it on that? He replays stuff. He doesn't chisel art out of stone.
だなこれはデスマスクだ
What's that mean?
リプレイのデスマスク
Huh?
アバキオのムーディーブルースが口行く
Oh,
前
he
に
does?
最後のスタンドエネルギーで変身した顔の形を
Oh, he does make art out of stone. Would have never guessed that. It took the last of its stand's energy and pressed its transformed face into the stone pillar. Right. Very interesting.
赤面に押し付けたのだアバッキオは最後に残してくれていたこれがボスの素顔だ
Sure.
アバッキオ
But then he also has a different face. See, this is what this is what I've been ranting about for the last 20 something episodes. All right, is like regardless of what his boss's face looks like, the other version of the face is still different-ish. So like you're looking for an identity that stays hidden, you know, and doesn't come out as often. Maybe. Still gotta learn about it, but that's just from my perspective, as a viewer, as someone that's trying to figure this shit out too. It's just we need something a little bit thicker to figure out. All right, because we have not seen him in that mode yet. And he's been hiding it while in the episode, while there was like almost no one else around except one other person that he ended up killing. He still didn't even show that guy. So why is he gonna show it to us? I hope we don't lose anybody else. I mean, I don't want to, but again, we've gone from there's been no people that we've lost, and then we've lost almost the entire team. So there have been quite the range of possibilities. But it is kind of interesting that like we had one part where like everybody was technically saved in a way. It's scary to like word it like that because obviously you have people that die, but still like the core team.
ダメかインターポールでもサルディニアの警察でもいいこの指紋に該当する記録はないのか
ダメですありません ボスならたとえ前科があったとしても記録は消し去っているでしょうからね。
Or maybe he just never got caught. You know, he's not gonna have a record if he was never arrested.
該当者なし。
Really? Doesn't look anything like him.
ダメか。やはりボスは抜け目ない。これ以上追跡はできない。
そんなことはないぞ。君たちは追跡をもう終えている。
なんだ。
あとは倒す方法を見つけるだけだ。
The fuck? What? Who the fuck was that?
ディアボロ。
信じてもらいたい。このディアボロを倒そうとする者が必ず現れる。
Diavolo. Is that the other name? Diavolo instead of Doppio? Doppio Diavolo or Diavolo Diopio?
まだこちらの手の内は見せてはいけない。
So who the fuck is this guy?
よし、話は聞こう。何者かまず名を名乗れ。
私の名などどうでもいい。
It's a little important. I mean, we gotta build a little. If you want these people to help you, you should probably just be like, hey, this is my name. Unless you're like afraid that you won't get. There needs to be some kind of mutual trust here.
すでに私は戦えない体になっているんだからな。
Okay.
肝心なのは君たちが奴を倒せるかどうかだ。奴の時を吹き飛ばす能力に弱点はない。君たちはこれから奴を暗殺しようと考えているのだ。
It doesn't have any weaknesses. I mean, the range helps significantly, right? Maybe he doesn't know about the range part, but that would be it, right? Because like the other dude almost beat the shit out of him because of the range, right? So like maybe that's just it. It's just being a little bit farther away.
おめえらなんで電話に出てんだよこら。
He had to. This is gonna get. I'm gonna feel a little bad for him because they might laugh at him, and then he's gonna rip them a fucking part, and it's gonna be sad. Okay, well, let's hope for the best. Hoping for the best.
俺にかかってきてんだ。よこせこのガキが。
Okay, this is for the better.
はい。もしもし、ドッピオです。
God, what a fucking noise. Can we just go back to that real quick? Oh my god, I fucking love that.
はい。もしもし、ドッピオです。
ネオのドッピオ。チョコラータとセッコ。あの二人に行く手を阻止させろ。ゲストもの力だけは借りたくなかったが、やむを得ん。
Okay, interesting. Sure. I mean, the thing is, this is the guy you send because it's you. So like the best person to deal with this would be you, but like you still don't want to be seen. But this is Doppio, so Doppio is gonna get the job done. But what if Doppio finds out that that's his daughter? Is it technically? I don't know how this thing works. I'm confused, bro. But again, we'll learn as we go. But I'm just saying, like, I wonder if there's gonna be a little bit of conflict if Doppio's like, that's my I'm the boss man. That's my kid. I can't kill my kid. And then he goes like to jump off, but then the other guy, Diavolo, like would grab the edge and like pull himself up and get rid of him completely, or so. I don't know. This is how it's unraveling here.
その後の調査でクレーター内の隕石の中に数万年前のウイルスが閉じ込められて眠っていたこと
That's crazy. Could you imagine that shit happen now? Some meteorite lands and like there's like a fucking virus in it? That'd be fascinating. Extremely horrible, but like extremely fascinating. Like where the fuck did that bitch come from, you know what I mean?
判明した。そのウイルスは隕石に付着して飛来したのかもしれない。
Hold on. I don't remember the timeline. The only thing we've actually put in a box and sent to space was cars, right? Do you think this has anything to do with cars?
おいミスター、あそこにも酔っ払いが寝てるぜ。くそ。
Okay, they look regular.
宴会でもあっ
Should
た
be
のか。
fine.
ほら、怒られるって。こっちに来い。
God. I can't stand people that cannot properly use alcohol. That's why it's a problem. Okay, it's because you go too fucking hard and then you become a stupid baby. All right, do you want to become a stupid baby? So some people do. Yeah, some people want to become a stupid baby. Me, one strawberry margarita or maybe an espresso martini gets me to a good spot. 2 is my limit. I'm chilling at 2 because at that point I'm just like, I'm vibing the rest of the night. I'm gonna be up for another hour and then I'm going to bed. And then that's my alcohol tolerance, and it's perfect. All right, you have one just to have fun, but you have the other one to make sure you go to sleep real good. And I promise, it is a fantastic life.
どうなってんだよ。こいつはスタンド攻撃だ。
何
Fucking why? They were just, I guess they're maybe even annoying, and the other guys are like, just fucking shut them up already. And then your water. Does this one take the water out of their body? Is that how this one works?
待ち伏せされているぞ。敵だ。
It's on you too? Oh God, we got another. These stands are too fucking strong. Let's go back to the era where like your stand was, hey, I make toast finish just 30 seconds faster. And then they find out somehow to make that into a weapon. You know, instead of everything's a fucking virus, everything is sneaky as shit. Everything has like a dual purpose. Everything makes me think too hard. And then I gotta process everything. I'm trying to process, all right?
いいかセッコ。最も気をつけなくちゃいけないのはな、バッテリー切れだぜ。後で録画されてませんでしたってのが最も。
Why is your stand a cameraman? All right. There's some definitely weird shit you could do with that, but like, why don't you hold it? It's just like, hey, superhuman, hold this camera, get a good shot, keep it steady. Whatever the fuck it is, I don't know.
ムカつく。ちゃんとビデオ回ってるか？よし。
Whatever. All right, cool. Epita. Oh, that's what we were talking about last time, right? Predicts the future a few dozen seconds ahead, allowing the user to see the future as through viewing it on a TV. Also allows for seeing beyond the time that's been erased. Its visions of the future are never wrong, but maybe misconstrued. Should be the last part on there, because like he's like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose a leg, and it wasn't your leg, it was the other guy's leg. So if anything, it's just how you're reading the situation, which in that kind of thing, it takes a lot of processing. All right, but doing it in like during a fight, sure, you can get some good information, but like that can definitely be 100% in a different character, a different position, a different location. Could be a bunch of different things. Time gets a little wobbly, right? Go, Joe. Or Jojo, I don't know. I don't know what he says there.
ショコラータ34歳元医者
34 years old. Huh. All right. What an old ass man. What an old.
彼は治療ミスではなく意図的に患者を殺していたのだ
Yo, you're killing people on purpose? Why does your hair look like jester hair? Are you the guy that cut up the other guy? Didn't I say those were fucking clean cuts? And this guy's a surgeon? Are you the guy that cut up the guy in the Hitman team guy?
健康な人をわざと病気と診断し手術したことは数知れず麻酔を弱くして手術中に患者を目覚めさせることも
Tell me this. I'm already nervous about surgeries as it is, all right? I had my wisdom teeth done once, and then that was mortifying at the time, but it ended up being fantastic. Okay, let's not... This is gonna suck.
見舞いなんか誰も来ないぞ。
こうした言葉を毎日言い続け
The worst part is I think these people still technically exist. You know, that's the worst part about this piece of shit, right? Maybe not the surgeon one as much, but maybe. But those, the caretakers, I've heard some horror stories about that shit. That's wild.
自殺に追い込んでいったのだった。自宅の本棚には
Was that specific shot a Joker reference? When he had that thing up, I could have fucking sworn there's a Joker comic or something that looks just like that shot. In case you guys didn't pick it up as well, let's go back a pinch.
自殺に追い込んでいったのだった。
This shot in particular looks extremely familiar to me. Although I don't read comics you let me know.
自宅の本棚にはその時の老人の表情を記録したビデオテープが25本も並んでいた。9人自殺させたところで彼は医者を目指したのだ。
This guy could have been a whole fucking part of how nuts this shit is. You know? This could have easily been the part 4 guy. You know, Kira, right? Is that who it was? Because following like a series of murders, another serial killer, except I feel like his is... The other guy, like, at least he killed them immediately. You're gonna have to find the silver lining here, all right? At least when he took their hand, he's got rid of them, except for, well, okay. I'm just saying this one, he's being a piece of shit on purpose. Well, more so. You get what I'm saying.
まだスタンド使いを要するパッショーネの中においても抜きん出てモンスターと形容できる2人組。
Oh, so that wasn't a stand user. That's just a fucking psychopath. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm actually excited for these guys because I like when we get a little bit darker. You know what I mean? I like it when it gets a little spicier. So I'm into this. I'm not fond of the hair. I think the hair could be a little bit different, but it's just creative. That's just different. It's just what I prefer.
Boss, 僕もそれが生きがいです。
God, I love those organs. Oh my god, the piano, obviously. Do you guys think? Excuse me. Do you think the dual face is supposed to be reflective of the persona that is? Let me word this differently. On King Crimson's face, he's got another little face, right here, right? Do you think that is representative of Doppio, and then the overall face is supposed to represent Diavolo, or maybe possibly the opposite? Because I've never seen a stand with 2 faces, or that I remember right now. So maybe that reflects the 2 different personalities, and the one is smaller and quieter because it's less, maybe more submissive. It maybe would be the better way to call it. And the bigger one is the actual character, and that almost showcase how much in control Diavolo would be compared to Doppio.
そしてナランチャはここからボートに。
Yeah, fair. So I wonder if it's like a sea level kind of thing. This is the sea level stand, and you have to be above it to not get scurvy. I don't know what scurvy looks like. I've heard of scurvy, but maybe that's what that is.
けにボートに降りない。早くも気づいたのか。私のグリーンデイの習性。
Green Day. There is not enough fucking money in the world to have me choose that one. I could have swore it was gonna be like scurvy or some shit. I thought scurvy. I thought it was gonna be a great one. I was so confident in myself too because I'm like, you know what? It kind of matches sea level, scurvy, something. Green Day. I could not have figured out it was Green Day. Oh my god, that's fucking funny.
カビ、前に読んだことがある。ある種のカビはまず昆虫の体内に取り付き、その虫が低い位置に行った時増殖して殺すんだ。
What? When the fuck did you learn that? You're barely alive. You're like 15 years old. You're still just a baby. Yoked out of your... I keep forgetting about that. Well, I mean, I guess this is what, like, your kids would come home from school. I don't have children, but I assume that... I learned about a mold that grows inside insects when they go below a certain thing. And they just fucking walk off. And then that's your random knowledge for today.
移動して死んでもらった方がカビの射程距離はどこまでも広がる。そしてこいつはそれを
That's crazy. This person can basically just take a boat to each city and just kill fuck tons of people. No wonder they were saying it was gonna be in shambles. I thought it was just gonna be in shambles just because it was a serial killer going out. But I kind of forgot that he also needed a stand. And a stand just revolves around people just being like, oh, let me just go downstairs for a second. And then you're fucking dead. And then you're dead, dude. Okay. Sure. I mean, you could have just jumped up, I guess. But you're still below the level because the guy went down the stairs to the level that you're at now. So you guys are still in danger. You need to get higher than that, right?
よくやったミスター。確かに上に登る分には攻撃は始まらない。
Okay, so as long as you don't go lower than what you're starting at, as long as you keep continuing to go up, so it doesn't matter about a certain level, it just matters about your position and where you go from that position, which is very motivational because you need to keep moving forward and you need to keep moving up. This is a message to myself. All right, we gotta keep going. All right, we can't get affected by that mold. We gotta keep making videos and we gotta keep rising to the top would be cool, but more higher would just always higher. That's what, right? That'd be perfectly fine.
取りやがった。奴ら一人も死なねえで岸に戻りやがったぞ。面白い。いいぞ。よし。
This is gonna be a crazy next episode. What a fucking fight.